Happy days. It is time for some FACEIT League. I have got, what is your final planned match to be on stream here for regular season for Season 7? Playoffs will start on February 4th. That will be Wednesday. We will have as much coverage of playoffs for both Expert and Master Division right here on this channel. Anything from Master Division that's not going to be on main broadcast, I will try to have coverage of here for you. So keep an eye out for all that on socials. But hey, you know what? We still have at least one last match to get through here. There may be a couple over the weekend. I don't know if we'll get those on stream or not. Not making any promises, but we'll see. We'll see. I have got YFP taking on Iliad Artemis for your Friday night matchup tonight. One where at the beginning of the week, I was thinking could have some playoff implications. YFP had a very, very difficult schedule ahead of them, and they needed one more win to fight their way into playoffs. Thing is, they had both Extinction and Dreamland to get to. And I thought, man, YFP have really struggled with some of these tougher teams all season long. I could very feasibly see a world where it would take this win right here tonight to earn their spot in playoffs. Good chance that we see these two teams fighting it out for that last slot. I was wrong. YFP put up a hell of a showing against your defending champions and are able to beat Extinction, earning their spot into playoffs already, meaning that this match here doesn't have the stakes that I thought it might have once had at the beginning of the week. Here we stand. Should still be a great match. It's your final match of Season 7, scheduled to be on stream. Let's take a look at your standings. Let's see where we're at here as we kind of wind down the season. There's still, I mean, for what is supposed to be your final night of games, you still have a few gaps here, right? Artemis still have one more to make up after this. They'll play Extinction over the weekend. With Extinction already beating Shikigami, even if they bottom out in 0-3 their last 3 matches, they still have the tiebreaker win over Shiki. But what could possibly happen is Artemis. If Artemis actually managed to win tonight over YFP, and are able to beat Extinction themselves, if they can do both of those two monumental tasks, Artemis would actually have a shot in playoffs and would spoil your defending champs. That is the one moonshot option of these playoffs getting disrupted in this top 8 changing at all. I mean, from being top 8. Now, your seeding could still change. You still have some matches to get through to determine, like, exact seeding. We could see some of these teams shift around, right? We might see YFP get their 10th match and move up in the standings. Let's look at some strength of schedule here. Just how far could YFP move up in the standings? Okay, so you've lost to EDM, but you got the win over Extinction. So even if Extinction finished 10-5 and YFP both finished 10-5, YFP would take that head-to-head, putting them in 5th place. It's time for some Overwatch. Oh, I forgot to reset Overwatch. Damn margins. Stupid margins. Sauce it into spicy. YF. What is that? I that looks like nothing to me. It says YFP. Wait, your outlines didn't stay on. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Mar just runs down Amado. I mean, like, Amado owed her money. Like, that was, what did you do to piss off Molly? Holy crap. Amado, I mean, did you insult their mother? Like, what happened? Why? Wow. That looked personal. All right, let's get your outlines here. I'll get you some outlines. My goodness. All right, playing with the Echo. Pain all the way through stables. Is Amadou coming back in on the Freya? No more Cass here. This is the DPS that are going to anchor onto the point. Watch for the ambush. Maybe more of a pseudo ambush, a fake ambush with a teleporter. Maverick moves on to the objective, but Artemis aren't able to really keep a foothold there. Yeah, good boop. Helps them maintain some high ground. Got Jeremy low, but can't quite get the kill. Mari is now kidnapped. Nice play from Maverick. Just pushed Mari right into the thick of the wrong side of the tracks. Exactly where you did not want to be. I assure you. The tracks, wrong side. I mean, it's like, you know, rubbing fish scales one way versus the other. No, wrong side of the tracks. Ooh, painful. And that's exactly what happened to Mari. All right, we're looking at Kitsu. I know I'm being silly. I'm so sorry. It's final match of the regular season. What do you want from me? Kitsu from Artemis to try to hold this. Teleport all the way across in an M-Matrix! Woo! Salmon finds Mardox with that immediately. And both Mardox and Amador brought down the only 2 check marks available for Artemis. And they die immediately. Thanos snapped off of Nepal. Nightmare versus Nightmare. Check Tiny Shiny's channel. I think Tiny's live. Well, Chef Mamado, you'll get the sound barrier out from Rajeem. Photon barrier in play. Artemis never did use that Kitsu. They do have to give over control of the point. It's going to be an enormous rampage. Mari actually gets 3-4 with the rampage. Nobody gets on point. It wouldn't have mattered if they had. Artemis got destroyed. That was a rampage 9. Enormous. Mari 7-1 in that opening round of the series. Noxious 6-1, leading the server in damage. Yeah, so I was looking to see if Tiny was... I don't see Tiny Shiny on. I'm trying to figure out... I know her and Jesse are casting it. I could have sworn it was just on Tiny's channel. First fight, here goes to Artemis. Well, at least an opening pick on Amari puts them in a really good spot to take this opening fight, but Maverick themselves gets melted. Can't jab a spin the beam from Jeremy. Jeremy was hoping to get Mardox too, but they're able to swift step out, and Artemis will end up closing out the fight. High ground approach. Pain has it scouted. So it's going to be a low ground approach instead through Mega. They know Pain's waiting for it. Then Teleporter booped off. Nice play there out of Industrial. Pain's able to catch Rajeem. And that's just YFP kind of split in half. So 2 fight wins go to Artemis here. That one was nice and drawn out too, right? You get late kill on Amari, who's just now getting back in spawn. You're able to build up towards your Kitsu and your Blizzard. Both are very good for holding the space, especially if they try to go low again. You know, just throw a Kitsu in there. If they try to come to that top room, it's the easy Blizzard. Will be a low ground approach once again here out of YFP. Assuming the wall to separate them, we are going to get the ultimate end immediately. Mario get frozen up, as is Salmon. Salmon's on the wrong side of the barrier. Mari goes down. Fortunately, because of Salmon being so vulnerable, they had to use the lamp on themselves and could not save their tank. Jeremy now trying to get out, but gets caught in that Terra Surge, and a third successful fight win. In from Artemis on the back of a beautiful play from Pain. Well done. Smart move. Forcing a damned if you do, damned if you don't. Loved the pressure onto Salmon, who is going to swap into a carry here for the last opportunity to take this point. But Industrial gets aggressive with the ultimate. Amado goes to the high ground. We did get a little loop-de-loop. Jeremy's able to teleport the YFP team past, and they steal away the point. Oh, no. Mardox is able to respond. We do have a Kitsu in play. Artemis. Oh. It's a nice kill on the Rajeem, or should I say straight Mardox. It's a beautiful kill. Once again, they flippity-floppity to this point. Artemis back in control. You can break the wall, but Pain just clogs it up with the cryo freeze. Turns into a 2v2 on this point. Industrial returns in time to get a final blow into Jeremy, but not in time to get Maverick out of the fight. So the DPS here from Artemis trying to hold on and close out this sub-map. Salmon, self-Suzus. God, it's always impressive. Didn't even look like they looked down. Just the Suzu just appears at your feet. Oh, Rajeem's not letting you out. Noxious swings all the way out into the courtyard. Puts themselves right in front of Mardox. Has to respect that. Bounce away. Mardox swift steps out. You end up getting a couple of kills here if you're YFP in that exchange. Investing just the OC to make it happen. Maverick did swap into the trademark Ramatra, excuse me, prior to that fight. Pain blocks the teleporter with the wall. Scenic 5 place to open up with this blizzard. Dueling Kitsus over the point. Blizzard through the right-hand side to make sure it doesn't get gobbled up by Mario on the left. You do isolate some targets out, and you keep Mario from getting healed with a beautiful wall. So that's the first pick you needed to get control of the point. I'm going to try to put the nail in the coffin with this overclock, for the sound barrier is now in play alongside this photon barrier out of Jeremy. A couple of barriers. Still, you can't keep Rajeem alive. Jeremy returns to the point. He's just getting a world of damage in all kinds of elemental forms thrown towards their face. Cheerios and ice sickles and everything in between. OC in play from Noxious. See if they can hold on to this. Self-destruct will get Mari a fresh set of 700 something health. 700 or 750? 700. You're able to run down Mardox with it. Maverick pops the Annihilation, gets the second DMAC of the last 10 seconds. Industrial close to a sound barrier. Might see that to try to close this out. Yeah, Beat, in fact, is here for 3. Amado leaps out towards Elephant side. Alongside Maverick will get that kill on the Rajeem. Iliad Artemis force of map 3. Or round 3, rather. Oh, it's on Nightmare GG. There you go.
That's coming, so let's give it to them. Bigger than out.
I think it's while they're calling this a show match. It's not really. It's not a show match. Like, this is a FACEIT League Master Division match. That is not a show match. There is actually standing and stakes and stuff online. From okay, anyway, whatever. Yeah, Nightmare GG does happen. It's not a show match. Show matches don't have any stakes to it. This is an official FACEIT League match. Like, call it support T2. Why aren't you Fuck, be that way. You have 2 T2 orgs and you're not even supporting T2. You're just calling it a show match. As if it's not an official FACEIT League match. As if this league doesn't exist. And you're just like... No, anyway. Does that irks me? I'm sorry, that irks me. That's weird. That's weird. Oh, Rajeem, nice play. You get a trade onto the hit scan on your way out. You know what? Fair play. Where are you going? What is this teleporter? Interesting. Watch for the Noxious swing hard left. You secure control this far left-hand side. A wall from Pain, though, might have put Mari into a bad spot. They're able to sneak Mari out, but it does cost them Lamp to do so. Fortunately, you're able to get a pick on a salmon here if you're Artemis. What an interesting spot. Mari and Co are kind of stuck in this front left-hand side without their Baptiste. And they're just getting kind of walled up and out. Salmon just swapped to a Curie, just swift step back with the rest of the group. There it is. And we're going to get the map swap. This is about time for Mardox and company to get their ultimates all line. Watch for this Kitsune get here. This would be an ideal spot for it. 98, 99. Kitsune rush over the bridge. It's going to be an OC to start it off. Leap in, see what you can get with that. Rajeem does get a boop through all of this. But Amado is able to answer. It means you don't get Pain's Blizzard, which I think would have been your next win con. Mardox still staying stubborn with the OC. Honestly, kind of surprised you haven't tossed this in already and just secured this fight with. OC now in play out and Noxious. And the overclock is enough to clear the point. It's not enough to find a kill. Sound Barrier out of Industrial fends off the OC and enables Artemis to pick up a kill through this, and they're slowly starting to bleed YFP of resources and reinforcements. Mari going down might just be the final straw. Well timed Suzu still won't be enough, and Photon Barrier now in play here from Jeremy. 93%. You know, it's looking a little desperate, but you can't blame him for trying. That Photon Barrier is going to be enough to drive Artemis away. They decided without Maverick, they don't even want to take the chance, and they're going to back up. Blizzard out. This Kitsune rush later on top. Excuse me. I just saw the AoE of the Cryo Freeze, but Pain had tried to use Blizzard already. Neither that nor the Kitsune found much purchase at all there in that engagement.
Thanks for the help.
Woo! Big headshot. Huge red X onto Jeremy. Buy some space. Oh, but you got greedy trying to find the kill. Maverick's able to, Mari, excuse me, able to land a absolute Kobe of a vortex to secure that kill. That was from across the map. And despite the beautiful opening shot, not able to secure that pick onto Jeremy and kind of force a reset here. Last fight for the map. Beautiful wall up already. I'm just going to slide around with the OC. Decides to come back and try to help get the kill. They cannot secure Mari just yet. Maverick goes leaping into the pack with very little health. And then it's Amado able to find some gorgeous headshots to secure the map here in the name of Iliad Artemis. The underdog fights back to take the 1-0 in the series.
Play of the game.
So YFP will get pick here on map 2. And that's the coordination I was talking about. I was telling you not to count Artemis out, that they have so much history together. They've been playing together. Amado is the latest addition here, but for the most part, this team has been playing together for quite some time. I mean, really not very many changes at all, as they've kind of stuck through it thick and thin since debuting an expert in season 2. And we're a mainstay in expert from the get-go, right? We're a mainstay. Always a powerhouse until they won it there to start off 2025. Now here they've moved into Master Division. I mean, and it's, I know they've got to be disappointed with the way this one ended, but this team just always looks so competitive. And I think they just kind of fell into a meta. It took them a little bit to find their groove in this meta. But I'm so happy we got to get the last match of the season on here for Artemis. I have always enjoyed getting this squad on. And you know what? They start off with a great map win. And this is, I mean, again, YFP just beat your defending champs, right? Like, this is, I can not understate what a statement that map 1 victory was. So it's going to be a King's pick here out of YFP, and they will choose to go into the Red Outlands this time. YFP had first map pick on Ilios as well, on Nepal as well. There is this moonshot here for Artemis, where if they are able to close this out against the 9-5 YFP and turn around and beat Extinction, then and Extinction lose both of their other matches. It has to be all of those things combined. Then Artemis would get the 8th seed and steal it away from Extinction. Nothing saves Shikigami because they are done with their season already, and they lost the head-to-head to Extinction. Quick look at stats. Artemis looked quite dominant. Mobutu at 35 and 8 is top elims. Maverick also top damage at 16k. 16167. There you go. For all you Zoomer emote enjoyers, or Zoomer meme enjoyers, excuse me. Yeah, there you go. 34 and 7 at 14.7k damage for Maverick.
Ready for battle.
Hey, how did I close out Prince and not give you more Prince? I'm sorry. Here, have more pets. Vendettas out for both sides. Jeremy kind of dueling it out with Pain up on this top side. It's a 4-1 split for the defense. So if you're able to kill Pain, that would open up this high ground here for Noxious to start firing down onto Maverick and the rest of the Artemis D. But that's not going to happen in this engagement. Jeremy had to back up. We're going in for a round 2. Pain just gets on out. So you do open up a bit of space, and now Jeremy's going to jump down, try to put pressure on Statue, but oh my goodness, Amados decided to get hyper aggressive. Rolls all the way forward, rotation in, as the back line is able to catch back up at the front, and YFP regroup inside the house. Pain threatening just outside. Lands an overhead, but has to dash quickly away. Yeah, Noxious is about to get set up in a power spot. And this should allow Mari just to move on to the point. Noxious is going to be very difficult to dislodge with just a cast here. Mari gets run down. Mari kind of ends up in a bad spot. Noxious ends up having a drop, gets killed, and that's actually that right there. So despite a beautiful rotation, Mari getting stuck in the statue, never really kind of able to get back and rotate with the rest of the team, fully flip and get in a defensively favored position. Means the attack eventually just kind of fizzles out. Now Kitsu available. Amado's going to drop a Deadeye into this. Salmon with the counterpunch, slingshotting in. Amado and PainCarre already low. Maverick hits the forearm and try to back away. Mari's got a ton of charge. Well, at least 2/3 of the way charged up. Moving in. Oh, Pain the late regroup. Beats land for both sides. Noxious with an OC. There's another volley of ultimates are thrown into the mix. Amado had rotated into house, but backs away as Rajeem goes in for the hunt. Maverick with the Annihilation runs the point while the grab catches their carry, hoping they can trade the backline, but just cannot find anything. And I'll say that, actually found Noxious and then Jeremy, so found both DPS before it was all said and done. Amado's gonna take down Mari. It's broken, it's down to the wire with the defense, still have legs. Amado catches Rajeem as well. Maverick and Amado hold the line at 89%. Now, let's see if the reinforcements here from YFP can beat the defensive cavalry back into position. They will not. We're going to get assault. Oh, bloody Maverick just like that is gone. Jeremy's going to end up getting 4 in that exchange. But it takes 3.5 minutes for YFP to get that first point. Whoa. Amado just runs down Mari with that Kitsune rush. One fight win. I mean, that's about all you can ask for. This Artemis squad is looking so coordinated. I mean, it looks like they know the silver lining is there. They're going to give themselves the best chance they can. That overhead did not land, but the second one does, and Pain will eventually cut Mari out of this. Noxious is able to fly, too, with the OC, but PainCarre will cut through yet another. And it ends up being 8 players in the respawn before it's all said and done, and the Artemis defense holds. Once again, we get a very quick retaliation out of YFP. Maverick does not disengage. Maverick is staying stubborn on this corner. We learned this earlier watching Dion. You know what? This isn't too stubborn, but hey, you know what? That's the difference between a Ramatra and a Sigma. Thundering Blade combined with a Kitsune Rush down into the pack where Maverick was trying to survive with a sound barrier and annihilation, but just not enough shields to go around. And once again, a very bloody fight. It's not clean on either side. What do we got left? Holy hell, what do we got left? 3v2? 3v1 now. Floomfie is the last alive for this defense. All right. So Pain giving up on the Vendetta. This is an interesting spot. We're going Sim Bastion here. Grab immediately countered by a wheels down Bastion. Maverick's not caught in it, so able to get out and anchor onto the point. Will batter through Jeremy's Vendetta. And Mardox. Ooh, I don't know that you needed that. I understand why you threw it, but you didn't need it. You just should have saved that. Did we get the touch? Oh, of course we're going to get a touch. With plenty of room to spare. And now is when you want your Kitsu. Maverick gets run over. And that mistake might just cost Artemis point B here. You do get the Mars swap, so both players running the Ramantra now. Noxious not able to get a clean kill off of that OC. You do drive the Artemis defense back around the corner. We heard the artillery strike layered in over the top from that defense, just to kind of make sure there wasn't a whole lot of follow-up, I suppose. Salmon turns the corner with a Kitsune rush. Sound barrier in play here from Floomfie. Woo, trying to go chase down Pain. Pain's going back to the high ground. Now we get a response. Mardox able to layer one in. Oh, this one looking very high value. Right on top of Jeremy there in the back line. Oh, Maverick jumping up trying to hit somebody. We'll leech on to Mari instead. Gets the Ramantra very, very low. Eventually finished off. Couple of quick pummels will take care of the Lucio as well.
Score 0-2. Switching sides. Initiating match. Ready for battle.
Talk about Sigmas earlier. Mari's got one of the best.
Attackers incoming.
A bubble Pain immediately goes up to the high ground. Maverick got max charge off of that, it looks like. You're not able to get much more than that. Ooh, Pain kind of able to circle around. You force Jeremy down. Nice move. Maverick is there for the catch, was just sitting there waiting for it. I saw Mav sit there, wasn't quite sure. That was a beautiful play, pushed off with the whirlwind dash. Soaring up to the high ground. Soaring, slicing up to the high ground. Something like that. Good bubble will block the rock. No amount of prowess on the Sigma is gonna keep you alive through that exchange. Artemis, it takes like an extended one and done, but I think a one and done nevertheless. Ooh, what is this skin? I don't know that I've seen this skin in action yet. With the galactic sword too, looking good. Okay, okay, I see you now. All right, all right. You have Kitsu for Kitsu here. Watch for Amado's overclock in the Kitsu exchange. It will be Artemis unleashing their Fox first. Wheels down from Noxious to try to buy some time until they have to throw their own in, and they do. It works out. Opening pair of kills from YFP. And they will move forward, knowing their rush will last a bit longer. But what an enormous grab! Maverick caught everybody in a gargantuan ultimate. Mari stands tall. She won't be able to hold, though. The Artemis grab will be enough to where they can push the final corner. We will get a fight here. One where Artemis will have Sundering and the Orbital. Ooh, Rajeem with beat. You can't afford to go off on a solo mission, Rajeem. Your team needs your sound barrier, buddy. Mari close to their own grab. Orbital throw it around the corner. See if they can push this thing home. Really would love to get Mari out of this fight. You got to know that grab's incoming. Artillery strike out of Noxious, and you're able to catch Pain with it. But you end up yourselves isolated in the alley. And it was Amado that ended up in the alley. Anyway, you get my point. I mean, I gotta say, Artemis are looking motivated, aren't they? That is an enormous grab. Maverick trying to block through it. Amado's already down. I say enormous. She got 2 in it, but it's enough. Mari will clear Pain off the back line. The Pain kind of ends up by themselves with the rest of the team separated by the grab. The Dallas Fuel Bastion. Hello. Wheels down. We're turning the corner. Mari was swung way wide out. She's 1 health. The Suzu already used. Amado dies in the process. You end up getting an exchange onto your DPS. Suzu to keep Maverick alive with the Kitsu in play. Here for Artemis. They're going to go ahead and drop the Annihilation. Turn the corner. You catch Mari alone in the alley. Well, at least looking pretty lonely, should I say. The other 2 supports follow shortly thereafter, and Artemis will march in flawlessly here. A beautiful fight with all 5 alive. They'll add in another 90 seconds to the board. Not to mention that second point. They're going to walk in 2/3 of the way towards the sound barrier. Rajeem's got a bit of a lead on that. Matter of fact, it's looking pretty defensively favored as far as the macro is concerned, with the Sundering and the Graviton Surge also coming online. So an early... Ooh, wow, okay. That was the thing we did. Early artillery strike here from Amado. Perhaps try to just continue to keep pressure down. Throw in the assault configuration, and you're able to get Mari with it. Jeremy trying to layer in the Sundering, catches your Kitsune. Excuse me, your Kiriko. Now Floomfie's in trouble. At 50 health, holding B. Jeremy's going to cut through PainCarre. Floomfie is going to drop that B. Only 3 players here on the point for Artemis. They're trying to close this out here, despite having a minute 45. They thought it might have been winnable, but the defense stabilizes. Floomfie not quite able to find really anything on the back of the beat. You'd already lost your DPS in that fight. Kitsu now in play from Salmon. Defense is the one that's going to get aggressive. Bit of a sword fight here in the middle between Jeremy and Pain. Pain, whew, got the short end of the sword. Caught in the corner. Annihilation up here from Artemis. See if they can secure this 2-0, but I will say, they decide, what? You make the call to go on to Mari, get the tank out of there. Now turn around and focus down the squishies. Noxious trying to hang on. No chance. Not enough damage in the world to finish this one off. To fend this one off, should I say. Artemis will take the 2-0 lead. Artemis will not be denied. YFP will get their third map pick of the evening. You now have Escort and Push to choose from. You got to. You have to take the Ramattra away. If you're going to go to Shambali, you have to take the Ramattra away. Otherwise, Maverick's just going to run over you. So, I mean, what makes sense? You're still in a map that kind of favors Artemis's play style. So, we'll see if this completely works out for you in the end. But, I mean, if you're going to go Shambali, this is the only ban. I mean, like, I think you would have been throwing if you didn't pick the Ramattra ban here. Stats from map 2. I mean, honestly, it looks fairly close, right? 7 to 11 average deaths for Artemis. We're 8 to 14. Really, 8 to 11 average deaths. 14 is kind of an outlier here, right? I mean, it feels pretty close. Here, let's do some math. 31, 45, so 53. 53 deaths for YFP. 24, 33, 44. So 44, we say 53? So, I mean, it's not 9 deaths separating them, you know, it's not super, super close, but pretty darn close. It didn't feel that close in game, right? It still felt like Artemis had some time left. Felt like Artemis were kind of dictating there. Even when they fell behind in ultimates, they were able to kind of set the pace. We saw a really good aggressive move out of Artemis, and they equalized the economy in one team fight, right? So Artemis starting off on the defense. We are going to get a Reinhardt here to kick things off. Classic Reinhardt gaming. Big fire strike gets first kill. Now I will say that YFP is able to sneak the cart around the corner, so makes the hold a little bit awkward. They tried to go for some exit picks and hopes they could buy some time. It would allow that card kind of drift back. As it stands, they're gonna have to keep Pain kind of anchored down there. Maverick playing in a strange position. YFP gets set up for another push up the stairwell. Yeah, Pain drops in from the ceiling above. Woman's gonna circle back around. Wheels down here from Micah. Ooh, Duck's already got an OC in play. First ultimate already out. A lot of low health bars there for YFP, but not low enough. Mara's able to find first pick, and somehow YFP survived through that exchange and through that ultimate. Maverick trying to back away. Shield in a lot of trouble. Noxious goes down, trades himself out. Still, YFP will eventually get the kills they need. May not have been clean, but they're making progress. New job is about 9 months ago. Congrats, Cache. That's awesome. Kitsu out of the defense. Oh no! But Sammy gets a perfect Ant Matrix down. Caught Maverick. Just doe-eyed into that one. A huge semi-truck just floored this defense. What an amp matrix there on a salmon. Perfectly timed. And that gives you a 1 ult investment to get the cap, win the fight. And you're going to hold on to a couple of great engagement tools. Pain swings all the way around. Gets 2 before the rock lands. No shot. All right. 1 economic fight win deserves another. This Pain is going to come up. Oh, there's your 3-piece. I was about to say it comes in with a 3-piece, but they missed that overhead. But you know what? You get it in the end. It's fine. Noxious is gonna get the blizzard in. Try to just deny the retreat. Maverick will lose the shatter trying the answer. Pain's able to slice through too. Pain's going in. Pain's just the tank here now. The sword is mightier than the hammer? Something like that. Who needs your tank when you've got a vendetta? My goodness. I'm kidding, Maverick. You know I love you, buddy. I'm kidding. I'm a tank player too, all right? You're very useful. You're very necessary, okay? You're vital. You're vital to this team, buddy. You're vital. All right. You got Flux Artillery Strike. Mardox is close to a Kitsu, but doesn't quite have it yet. Interesting. What a bait. It goes up in the air, lets the Ryan dash underneath you, and then catches the ride. You do get a Suzu and a Kitsu out of Mardox in response. Micah's able to chase down Micah through that. Maverick, excuse me, chasing down Micah through that. How many M names do we have in this lobby? Micah, Mari, Mardox, Maverick. Yeah, decent amount. Defense of the fight women, 90 seconds to go. Like all in the same spot. What kind of mental game was that? Nope. Pain gets rocked out of the Sundering Blade. And just like that, YFP are on the road. It seems so, you know, lackluster, anticlimactic, something like that. Pain made it onto the other side of the wall. Trying to chase down Noxious in the backside. Knows Noxious is close to the blizzard. Look at everybody trying to get the May down, and they shall. OC in play from the defense is Quebster surging forward. Over the top. That was a chunky blast. Micah stemming both low. Maverick's able to chase down the ladder. Duck will finish off the former. As 13 seconds hits the clock, I don't see anything but blue jerseys standing. Music getting tense. Rajeem will get a touch. Able to sneak in over the top. Blizzard thrown in. Is anybody caught in that? Doesn't look like it. Mari's got to flux into this mix as well. It's a couple of ultimates and really nothing to show for it. Rajeem goes down, holding the beat, holding the one thing you really needed. Slam will find Mari and Floomfie. They're gonna ring out. Crank the music up loud. Celebrating a big defensive hold.
Score 0-1. Switching sides. Initiating match.
We're sticking with the Reinhardt. Duck immediately goes into the 18 shop. Okay, so yeah, he's going to try to flip the map right out of the gate, first thing. Not even 15 seconds in, not even time to see the comp. But look at the attack. So there's the ambush on the front line. Wall up, Maverick down. Great raid. You recognize that the hit scan is off on another side. Clock a mismatch, and YFP run forward and claim it. The Suzu! Oh my goodness, the Suzu! Protected Rajeem is Maverick just passed right through them like a ghost. What a perfectly timed bailout. Clutch save out of Salmon to deny any kills here for the offense. No changes, no ultimates 75 seconds into this attack. Oh, and excuse me. I misspoke. There is this one. Mike apparently doing a world of hurt. Now wheels down for the Bastion. Rock in, that'll force a Suzu out of Artemis as they rotate down low. They're going to try to sneak the card away and see if they can make things awkward on this defense by doing so. You can see Mari has to drop down and give chase, otherwise this card's just going to get away from him. And now the attackers can hold this choke. It's a powerful place for Artemis to be, especially with a Reinhardt here to just shield up and clog this alongside the Vendetta. Mari's able to make it in time to keep the cart from getting away, but that is crucial. Here's a Kitsu. There goes the cart. The cart's getting away. The defense is kind of just stuck down here. Micah back against the wall is now just shattered into sand. It's going to be a flux out of Mari, trying to catch somebody inside. I honestly don't know how that didn't catch Duck, but apparently it didn't. And the attacking Artemis will kind of out-rotate YFP on that engagement. And this looks like it might be enough for the cap. I should have given you all fresh preds going into this. I'm sorry. I didn't even think about that till just now. Flank OC, one shot on the Rajeem. They get the beat down with less than 50 health. Pain is trying to respond onto a frozen Maverick with a sundering, but can't get the kill. Or protect a frozen Maverick, I suppose. Maverick with Shatter. Close hold for the defense. So you got a couple cooldowns to work through and a shield. Woo! Oh no! Swinging with the rock. Mari caught Maverick flat-footed. Does not get the shield up. That's a pretty huge pit. Micah had wheels down there to back it up, make sure that Maverick cannot get back on their feet. Very well played. The power of the rock. It's the power of rock. Okay, I mean power of the rock. I'm sure it's not just power of rock. All right. I mean, that sounds way cooler. Are you sure it's not power of rock? Okay. It's gonna be a Kitsu. Flux is gonna catch Mav in the corner. Maverick is low, but still not out. Suzu will use protecting them and Mardox as well, protecting themselves. Pain down though, and the attacking Artemis kind of backing up. All right, Mardox just crosses the street, or Maverick rather. Suzu protects against the Shatter, perfectly timed, denies any stuns, and Salmon's able to catch Doc mid OC. So two of Artemis's ultimates have now gone in and out. Sound barrier now from Floomfie to see if that'll be the one to push this over the line, but Rajeem has the answer, and YFP are holding. Not just holding, I mean dominant. Didn't lose a single player through that exchange. Good. We'll take down Maverick after the Zarya swap. And suddenly YFP are looking like they might force this map 4. Good bubble will protect against the rock. Flux and Blizzard to hold on to this. You're gonna have Salmon's Kitsu if you need it, if the fight goes on long enough. The initial push will feed into a PainCarre Sundering. Duck is the only one to fall. 5v4 favoring YFP. Blizzard on the point will catch Maverick. And the Flux just to close everything out. This is going to be YFP forcing us into a map 4. Alright, it's time for Runasapi. That's what I should have left it on when I went to pee. I should just let that play. Alright, let's get it from map 4. Thank y'all for sticking it out. I appreciate y'all's patience. Final match of the regular season on stream. All right. Artemis are able to go into their Ramatra. Really, both teams kind of falling into some comfort picks here, right? You know, you get Amado coming back in with the Soj, so you've got the Pain May comp alongside the Ramatra Brawl. I mean, very similar comps. You just have it's a Sigma Brawl versus a Ramatra Brawl is really what you got going on here. Oh, yeah, we got another fight here. It's about as locked in as I'm running out of steam. All right, rotation to the right-hand side. Defensive wall, but Floomfie gets run down. I mean, think about the mental fortitude. It just kind of takes to stay focused and locked in through all of this. I mean, that applies to our players, too. So I can understand that, they're kind of running through thin here. But you got to stay, I mean, picture perfect locked in. Seems like the YFP have been able to do that. At least through that fight, and we'll go marching back the other direction. Will that be enough for a checkpoint? I don't think so. I think we'll probably get another recontest here. But it was 2 fight wins in a row. Pain does get the blizzard out, even though they die for it. Black is able to catch Amado, and this is looking like a YFP fight win. So far, they've only had one death. Blizzard in from YFP. You're able to catch Pain, Maverick. You still haven't died. You have just still the one death. Amado get cut down. You are gonna have beat and your annihilation available here if you're Artemis. Playing in the archway for now. You see playing a little bit of scouting up top. Don't. Well, that was a waste of a swift step. But hey, you know, the Kitsune rush at least makes it down right on top of Mari. We're able to get that pick. Doesn't make it all the way into the courtyard. Looks like it hit a May wall, but you still are able to get the value out of it. And we'll finally get a fight win here out of Iliad Artemis. Their first of the map. Took about 5 minutes to find one. They're also facing a 123-7 deficit currently.
That's what I like to see.
Michael with a nice headshot. There you go. Nice little two-piece there. Whew. All right. Salmon gets the pair in that as well. And we're marching right back the other direction. So still just the one team fight win is all Artemis have so far. Rajeem's caught back up into sound barrier, so Rajeem now lapping in sound barrier. Watch the play from the inside. Pain is moving through stores. He's just trying to close the gap here against Micah. After swapping to the dead, giving up on the May. You can go with a little bit of added aggression there to the back line. Mari's going to settle for a flux. Maverick looks really, really isolated, but the beat lands from Floomfie. Blizzard in from Noxious, and Rajeem's just going to hold on to their own sound barrier. Maverick gets caught in the corner. No need to hit Q on that one. Actually, Rajeem does get cut. You saw the big overhead come in from Pain, as well as Floomfie getting in the mix, and Rajeem goes down. Maybe wishing they had hit the sound barrier, but you know what? You're not given the opportunity. Artemis strike back just when you think Artemis are running out of punching power. Suddenly, they put up a couple of quick picks, an important one onto Rajeem, and force the hand of YFP. This is getting dangerously close to a checkpoint here. And despite the monumental lead currently, just the mountainous lead here from YFP, if you get the checkpoint here, that would go a long way to closing that gap. Here comes the touch. Oh my goodness. Bar just barely gets there in time. Flippy thought they were going to be able to C9 it, but didn't quite. Rajeem gets the kill and the sound barrier down. They do C9 it. Pain's even able to find an exit pick. Protects the exit. Pain's going back in. Wall hit. keeps Mari's rock from landing. Got blocked by Noxious' own May wall. Pain gets some important trades, and Artemis are able to pick up the checkpoint through that. A bit of a blunder here from YFP. They really needed to prevent that checkpoint. Bion says, Micah, you're Thanos. Bion, you're Thanos. Go. Welcome to the Scuff stream. Appreciate you being here. Artemis survived through the OC. Floomfie looking to catch back up. Was there still a beat and a half behind? Well, you know, dropping this beat and it'll still be 44% behind Rajeem and sound barriers. But this could be a map winning one, if not a series winning one. If you can get in the right spot. Blizzard's in from Noxious. Maverick is frozen. Floomfie does not get the beat down. Maverick will fall. We're going to hold on to that sound barrier. Maverick tried to invest the annihilation. And it just, I didn't even see it. Didn't even hear it. It was but a whimper, a thought in the back of Maverick's mind as they considered a swap. But they will end up staying with their Amatra. 45 seconds to go. That's a big jump down from Pain. I think he's trying to draw some aggro, perhaps towards coast side. That's a huge swing, maybe. Yeah, Amado now jumps in. And you see what they were trying to bait for as the OC is unleashed. You got a good shot and you force out the cryo freeze. Mari's going to throw in the flux just to prevent Maverick from being able to follow up on a couple of missing cooldowns. Ends up being a 2-for-1 trade, favoring Artemis here, as Pain's going to cut through another one. Mardox has got the Kitsune Rush in play. And this is a 3v1. Cut through Mari and Micah. And Artemis already have a checkpoint picked up here. They're going to start gaining progress immediately here, though we are in OT. Bot does not have to make it all the way to the archway, but it's pretty darn close. You could still be within one fight territory. Maverick with a big slam. That's going to get the sub here out immediately. Maverick is just out in no man's land. Pain goes down. Yeah, he really wanted Pain to be able to cut through Mari while Maverick was holding all that aggro. Instead, it goes the other way. 2 DPS ults available for YFP. We're headed to a map 5. Of course we are. Of course this 2.5-hour match is going to another map. All right.
Ready for battle.
Well, it has truly been a marathon series. I agree with that sentiment. We'll decide it here. Noxious coming out on a Sombra. Interesting look. Okay.
Why do you think we keep fighting?
I don't know that I would have expected that.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Stop the payload.
Quefs are actually sticking with the Widowmaker. Looking for Micah to poke their head back up. Looking in the window. Micah jumps. Try to get the detonation of the dynamite. Quefs will settle for a couple of shots onto the Diva. Force them back to the high ground. Pain has already gone down, though. Micah open up the first blood here on Dorado. Dynamite over the top. Mario's going to try to follow up. See if they can find Mardox with that. Just a little sweep in and out. Through all this, you're able to build up halfway towards Salmon's ultimate already. Duck has had enough of the Widowmaker. Will return on the Hanzo. Oh, I missed that. I can't believe I didn't get the Nerf bow. I didn't get the Nerf bow because the servers decided to shut down on the last day of the Nerf stuff being available. Literally, the servers just decided to crap the bed for the final 3 hours. And I was like, okay, I saved up enough. Like, I decided I wanted the Nerf bow. I went to buy it. The servers were just kaput. Cooked. It was so unfair. So unfair. Jitsu out from the defense. That's why YFP trying to hold with a strange looking composition. I was expected to see Sombra Ash here. Hey, at least I got something interesting for the thumbnail. We got Widowmaker, Sombra, Ash, Hanzo. I got a lot of interesting things for the thumbnail here. Oh, Noxious wins out over Quevster. But, you know, we get a little bit of a cap. A little bit of a cap. Mario was dead. Nobody else really anchored. You don't have a Lucio here. You don't have a Tracer here, right? The Sombra doesn't quite behave the same as the Tracer as far as anchoring on the point, so... Floomfie rally was expended. Actually, you got Kitsu out as well. I didn't see the Kitsu. Obviously, we saw... Well, I saw Floomfie with a rally there at the end. See me Dragon pushing up to the high ground. Not really a lot else to go with it. You get Sound Barrier, Rally, an EMP in response. Not to mention the self-destruct, getting a couple of kills there at the end. Yeah, the other thing I keep in mind is I've been streaming since before EMEA, right? So I've basically been going for a long time for this to turn into the endurance test that it has been. It's like it's not in a vacuum. Like I've been going since before EMEA earlier today. Oh, beautiful kunai. Mardox, that salmon locked in down there. And, I mean, what a huge advantage with both Kitsus on the table. That being the only ultimate from the defense. You know, the only option they had if they wanted to try to get aggressive and, you know, maybe try to slingshot back on his point. Now Artemis with full control of the high ground. Interesting move. Trying to use the courthouse to kind of shield a sweep through the backline, but a Kitsu down low, and PainCarre's going to throw in the Sundering. Running on to the point with a little bit extra speed, you're able to catch Micah with that. Oh, and pull the Sombra out of the sky. God, the reach on that vertical slice is insane. And we're going to pause. Of course we will. Like, all for a match that, for all intents and purposes, has zero bearing on anything. Because YFP lost to EDM. So the only way this has any implication on seeding is if Extinction loses one of their matches. because then YFP wins the head-to-head over Extinction, and so they'll get one extra seeding point if they can win this and finish 10-5. Good shot from Quester though. Defense looking to hold on through this attack. But it's not like even if they win this, they're guaranteed a better spot. It's if they win this and Extinction lose one of their matches, then YFP will move up one seeding spot from 6th to 5th. That is it. Because they already lost the tiebreaker to EDM, so it doesn't. They're going to stay below EDM no matter what. Of course, Artemis's playoffs hopes got shot earlier with Extinction winning the first of their 3 remaining matches of this season. Mario with a little jump up to the high ground, kind of fighting this one out here. YFP trying to hold alive. Duck's going to throw in some dragons. Myers, thank you for the follow. Grab went out, caught just Pain in it. But Pain got the kill on Namari. Ooh, nice couple of cuts on. That should just be the map right there. Pain will get 3 to close it out. They just grinded out for pride. Love of the game. I respect it. Damn right. Damn right. I just wish they didn't take 3 hours to do it. Obviously, not all their fault with the admin stuff going on earlier. It's not anybody's fault. It's just a long ass game. At the end of a long ass day, at the end of a long ass season. What are they talking about? I do want to make that clear. Obviously, I'm a little tired and stuff, but it is nobody's fault. It just took forever. It just took a little bit longer than I would have liked deciding things once they made their own lobby, but very minor and comparative to the hour-long pause it took for admins to figure out if the teams were correct or whatever they were doing. Epicif! I appreciate the follow. Thank you so much. Joining us for this 3-hour marathon of a Map 5 series. I wish I was good at Hazard. I'm trying to work on my Hazard. I love Haz. Haz is a lot of fun, but I think Haz is tough. So I'm curious, Maverick played it here on the defense. Obviously, you get within striking range of that Haz. Look at a little leap up to the rooftop and then jump over. There's that extra little room. All right, cart will drift through the first leg of this. There we go. The big sword wins against the small sword. Oh, that can't quite see. Pulls the Lucio off the wall. Floomfie gets 2 in that exchange, by the way. Molly should go Roadhog, says Graveyard. Unironically, I mean, just hook the Has in, right? Just make the Has uncomfortable. You can also hook the Has out of block as well. Honestly, one of my least favorite heroes to see when I'm playing Hazards is either Diva or Hog. Both of which I feel are hard to play Hazard too. Ooh, trying to follow, couldn't quite get to Michael with the Violent Leap. Throws in the downpour, but gets booped off the side. Meaning the downpour doesn't land. Oh my goodness. And things have just gotten wacky. We are gonna have time for a recontest. Oh, you betcha. Grab's gonna find 2 on the point, but Sound Barrier is in play. Noxious pulls out the blade. Didn't really get a whole lot with it. The Kitsu on the point ends up being a huge difference maker. Salmon, no need to invest theirs though. Okay, ends up being a 0 difference maker. Ends up being nothing. Ends up being a big old never mind. What skin is that? Is that a rain skin? Yeah, it's a rain skin. Gets you able to outlast the, or outgun, I suppose, the Sundering. What do we got here? What are we doing? The Vendetta is, you know, kind of strong. Please tell me you C9 this. That would have been amazing. I do love the aesthetic of the galactic weapon on that Hazard skin. I think I want the Emerald Hazard weapon. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do for my next weapon. I haven't decided yet. I was thinking some Emerald Reaper guns, but that's a different story. I think Emerald Reaper guns on the Cobra Commander skin would go hard. Oh, Maverick gets an opening pick here with wall. Grab thrown in from Mar. He catches at least a couple. Rajeem finds both of them with a melee, but the defense looks like it's going to hold here. 2v2 lift on the point. Blade out from Noxious to try to win the 2v2. Maverick is already able to get Salmon. Pain will cut through Noxious. Wins the duel between our two swordsmiths. All right, 12 seconds to go. Sound Barrier's in. Quester with the high ground, able to find a good openers. God, Noxious low. There you go. The dropping shot to kill them. Mardox with the Kitsu. Oh, and just Looking a little desperate here for YFP. They are kind of running away with the bot. A little bit of a flip of the map, and Rajeem finds Floomfie on the return. Fire is able to melt through Mardox, and YFP still got some teeth here. As I said that, Maverick grabs 2, and the final kills come through. Artemis will win it out in 5. And just an absolute endurance. Endurance series. Good Lord. Oh my goodness. All right, Artemis will win this one 3-2. YFP will finish their season 9 and 6. YFP will stay in 7th. The only way they were going to be able to get one is if they got a win and Extinction lost. But with YFP losing this one, and they lost the head-to-head to Nightmare Academy, let's see, they're both will be, like, even if Nightmare Academy lose to Extinction, Nightmare Academy will have 6th place with YMP in 7th. And I believe Amplify in 8th. Ooh, actually, Amplify might end up in 7th as well. So you will see how some of those tiebreakers work. We'll see how some of those tiebreakers pan out. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get out. That was a long one. Oh my goodness. Wow. GG's all around. Sorry for the delays. I appreciate everybody's patience and sticking through all of this. Player of the match? Oof. We'll give it to Maverick. I think we should give player of the match to Maverick. There you go.